All right. Thank you very much for coming today. My name is Oscar. I'm going to be very glad to explain some matters on why English is a very nice language to learn. So thank you very much. Let's start. Well, as you know, I am an English teacher. I've been doing this for around 9 years, and it's not always been an easy task for me because at first I mean this is like a relationship. Sometimes you have different stages. Sometimes you're like happy, sometimes you're not so in love with this kind of thing. But at the end you need to understand that it all depends on you. So that's what I said to myself a long time ago, especially when I just graduated from the university, because I didn't want to exercise my profession as an English teacher. So the thing is that it was for me just when I had the opportunity to teach in a classroom, and that I said to myself, okay, there is something here that I find quite interesting. And then I started teaching, and after, I don't know, 5 years, I fell in love, and now I feel like it's amazing. That's like being a teacher.
Yeah,
Yes.
it
So, yes, tell me.
really
Okay, so
means
here we have Anna.
consequences.
Sorry, Anna, let me introduce you to our audience. Sorry about that. So here we have Anna. She's a
Sorry.
yeah, don't worry. She's a high school student, very prominent in English, and a future professional in Colombia. All right, Anna. So tell me, what do you think about these ideas?
That's I see the English like an opportunity of changing your life, and
Mm-hmm.
also I see when you teach someone, you can give him or her the opportunity
Hmm.
for getting out of the world that
Hmm.
it's a little bit closed
Yeah.
in just the Spanish for just Spanish speakers. But
That's a good
when
point.
you speak two languages, you have more opportunities. And
Hmm.
I'm totally agree with you because
Hmm.
English it's a really good way of expressing in the world of today. And you must learn something if you want to
Yeah.
travel or you
Hmm.
want to work. And
Yes.
also in another countries, you must use them because it's the second language.
Yes. So, I mean, that's what I think too. English has been, I mean, it's not only a tool. Some people may say this is a tool that I need to use in a professional venue. But in my opinion, when you learn a language, like any language, let's say French or English or even Spanish, you also get into the culture of the language. So you get into manners, history, different aspects that in some way are going to change the way you are. It's amazing. People sometimes don't think about this, that when you learn a language, you are changing as an individual. Even if you're in a country where English is now spoken, when you learn about this language, you feel like, oh my gosh, I mean, now my sense of the world, my sense of understanding about reality broadens, increases. And that's very interesting. What do you think about this, Anna?
I love it, and it's the exactly way that I see it too.
Mhm.
When you learn something new, it change everything in your
Mhm.
life
Mhm.
because it gives you more things, more tools
Mhm.
for fixing parts of you that you don't have
Yes.
before, and for becoming a better person. And
Mhm.
it's really good when you feel that you're learning something that is useful and it's
Mhm.
going to help
Mhm.
you everything
Yes.
in every aspect of
Mhm.
your life.
Yes. I mean.
Learning
Mhm.
something
Mhm.
new,
Mhm.
it's really good, and also when you love it and when you are going to use it or when you like to use it, it's
Yeah.
really good, and you feel satisfied and you feel really comfortable with it after all.
Yes. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. English. I mean, I remember one time I was in Germany, and I wanted to eat something. I was in a mall. Actually, it was the airport, but it was so big that to me it was like a huge mall. And I went to McDonald's. I was expecting the person to greet me in German, and he did. He said something like, "Hello, how can I help you?" in German. I didn't understand anything, but I responded in English. Oh, I would like a Big Mac. I don't remember the kind of hamburger I ordered, but I responded in English, and he immediately switched into English, and I felt, I mean, I was disrespecting their culture because at least I should have learned how to say hello in German or excuse me in German. But I said this in English. He responded in English, and from that moment, I truly understood that English was like a passport to understanding anybody around the world. But the thing was that next day in the hotel, the lady that was like, assistant on my ordering, she didn't speak English, and that was weird. I remember the word sugar in German is so different, and I asked her. I mean, she gave me coffee and she left. She didn't say anything. I said, "Sorry, sorry, do you have sugar?" And she didn't understand. So it was so crazy, but it was amazing. What do you think about this? Do you think English is like a door to new opportunities, like a passport
Yeah.
that you can communicate with anybody, even if their first language is not English?
Yes, it's a really big airport for yourself and
Yeah.
passport for you to travel anywhere, and you can speak with ev- anyone that you want because the
Mhm.
English is international language because the globalization and all the people in the world have even know about English.
Yeah.
Also, if
Mhm.
they live in mountains or in really far places of the civilization,
It's
or a
amazing.
way of saying
Yes,
it.
it's so.
But
Mhm,
you learn it and you also fall in love with it, and you see all the possibilities that it brings you up, and you just see and you just take something that you really like and you put the English with it,
mhm,
and
mhm.
it's just going to be a success.
Yes, I mean, it's true. It's true. I couldn't agree with you more, and that it is. That it is. I feel so lucky, Anna, because I'm in Colombia because of my career, and because of my career, I am exploring new surroundings, new places, new dreams. And I still remember when I was studying seventh grade, I had just finished primary school in Venezuela because in Venezuela, sixth grade is still primary school. So, like high school is when you start, well, middle school, let's say, is when you start seventh grade. And I was studying, before that, I was studying in a very humble school where I didn't have the chance to take English. And I remember when I started seventh grade and I saw English, I mean, I didn't have internet, I didn't have all these things you have today. When I saw this book and I said, wow, this is English, I was so attracted. I was so impacted. So I was so into this that I mean, I didn't think about the future. I didn't think about being traveling around the world because I was like so humble, but I was so interested in English that I immediately started to study this language. And suddenly I was one of the best students. And then when I was studying ninth grade, I officially started an English course and it was amazing. I mean, I think it was the best gift I was given by my parents to do an English course. And then here I am. It's amazing. It's like I've been so lucky.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that sometimes when they learn English, this can transform their lives into something positive. I mean, something for the better. So I think it's amazing, don't you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm,
Mhm,
the way that you fall in love with English, it's different for any person. My way
mhm,
was when I was little, when I had 5 years old, and I saw my
mhm,
mom speaking to me and talking with me in English, and I just fell in love with language, and I just saw that I was so lucky because I learned English being so young, and I love in music in English and English
mhm,
music, pop,
mhm.
rock, and I love it because it's really expressive.
Yes, it is.
But
Mhm. Oh, yes.
someone said to me
True.
that English was the worst language that can exist,
Oh my
and I
God.
just said, "Man, you're living in just a far place that nobody speaks English and
Yes.
nobody speaks Spanish,
Yes.
and you are going to communicate with others.
Yes.
And how
Hmm.
you will do that?
Yes.
It's
Yes. Yes.
just
Hmm.
like a reason that you can give them.
Yes. I mean
And
that's yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more because
Mm.
this is a really good way for learning and for being yourself and for expressing. It's
Yes.
really good and it's really well to learn this.
Yes.
I just can invite our audience to be part of this English program to learn, to travel, to fly, to make their projects getting the sky and being the success
All
of
right.
everything. I
All
just can
right.
invite them to do this and to open that door to the successful world
All
and to
right.
the travelist world that you can see.
All right, Anna. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas on learning English um, as an international language. So, well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming today. I think this is pretty much it. It was very interesting, wasn't it? So, thank you. See you next time. And my name is Oscar. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, this is the end of the activity.